Hello, Master Tax here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you something slightly different. It is an artillery battle, and the artillery that I'm using is the Tier 6 American artillery, the M44. If you enjoy what you see, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So before I get into the action, I'll show you my crew and equipment that I've currently got on this tank. My crew on this tank aren't too bad, all onto the 3rd skill. The equipment I'm using in the special firepower slot is a gun rammer, then I've got a camouflage net and a gun lane drive. On field modifications I have maxed this out so I get a permanent bonus of -3% to dispersion during gun traverse. On level 2 modification I've chose suspension tweaking, which is -4% to dispersion during movement, but I do lose 3% to engine power. On level 4 I've got Hunter C, which is +7% to concealment after firing, but I do lose 5 km/h on my top speed. And on level 5 I've chose hydraulics tuning, which is -5% to dispersion during gun traverse, but I have added +5% to dispersion during hull traverse. So now let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on Sand River. It's a standard battle and I've got the 366 matchmaking and I'm bottom tier today, which doesn't make that much difference when you're playing artillery. So the reason that I'm showing you this replay today is, in my eyes, this is the best tech tree artillery in the game, but it is getting nerfed. So at the moment, with my crew and equipment, I've got a reload time of 18.25 seconds, but after it gets nerfed in 1.18, my reload time will be 22.4 seconds, which is a difference of 300 dpm. I have a standard dpm of 1643 at the moment. Also with my crew and equipment, I've got an aim time of 4.6 seconds at the moment. But after the new update, when it gets nerfed, that aim time will be 5.28 seconds. So that's going to be a bit nasty. And then the dispersion at the moment, I've got 0.68 dispersion. But after the update, that will be 0.75. So it is a drastic nerf for this tank. But at the same time, this is a great artillery. And we all hate it. I even hate it, and it probably is overdue a nerf. So as I've just shown you my field modifications and what I've done, I don't really use the field modifications that much, or I'll just change the odd one. But with artillery I use them on all, and basically what I do is nerf me mobility and improve me gun handling, because I don't really think you're going to be travelling that much in an artillery, and I definitely don't. I'm not one to relocate all the time, so it definitely benefits my game style in artillery. And at the same time, as I mentioned, I've nerfed all my mobility. I still do get a top speed on this of 51.3 km/h, which is still really quick, and a reverse speed of 14 km/h. So artillery, there's only 2 reasons I play artillery and have got artillery, and that's for campaign missions. And the second thing, which is a bit unusual, I play artillery while I eat. I'm not saying every time I have a meal I'm just playing artillery. Just odd occasions, if I'm having a pizza, quite easily play artillery if I want to do the daily missions. So if I'm eating the likes of a pizza, I can quite easily just sit, have me pizza. All I have to do is move to my starting position and then just aim at the tank, waiting for him. There he is, fire, there's a shot into him, and now I can grab a slice of pizza, pick it up, start eating, and just aim about while I'm munching away on my pizza. If you look at how many battles I've played in this tank, although this tank I haven't played that many, but in the tier 9 and tier 10 it does look like I do a lot of eating and playing, but I don't actually. It was mainly when I first started the game, I started on the American lines. There was only 4 lines available then, the Americans, the Russians, the French and the German. and I started on all the lines on the Americans. But back then, when I first started playing the game, which will be over 10 years now I think, you didn't have personal reserves and the grind was a lot harder and took a lot longer. And then along came campaign missions for the Object 260, 279E and all the tanks before it, and there was lots of artillery missions on the Object 260, the T55A, I think it's the T28 HTC is it, and the Stug 4. There is a full line of artillery missions you do have to do, so I did play all them pretty much in American artilleries. I did have the Tier 7 and the Tier 8 then, but I have gotten rid of them since. But then campaign missions number 2 come along for the Object 279E, the Chimera and the Excalibur, and what happens there, you need different artillery for different nations to do some missions. So then I started getting all the artillery, not all the artillery, I started getting artillery, the ones that I thought were half decent, for different nations to try and do their missions. But it's really rare for us to do artillery. Another reason I have done a few artillery battles, and this is one of the reasons I was playing this battle, is I wanted to get the field modifications all maxed out on them. So I have done a few of them, but my higher tiers I still have to do. And also I am keeping all my artillery, and I do want all the field modifications done because I suspect there will be a campaign number 3 at some stage and I will need them, and I don't really need the credits or anything to sell them, so I might as well keep them with half decent crews on them. So back to the battle. Well, let's get to the battle, and we're doing really well at the moment. I've got over 1700 damage in already and 3 kills, so everything's going well, and there's only 3 tanks left in the game to finish off. So don't expect to see any other artillery videos anytime soon, because I rarely use them, and I have had some decent battles in artillery, but I don't really want to focus on artillery on my channel, and it's a little bit boring watching artillery videos. The only good thing about this is the reload's so quick, you're firing a lot, where if you use a big Tier 10 artillery, you are firing every 40 seconds here on some of them. So I don't really want to try and commentate on a video that has got 40-second reloads, nothing happening for long periods of time, and I'm sure none of you want to watch that type of stuff. So there's only one tank left, and he was up here. He was last spotted up here, so I'm pre-aiming in. If he is in that bush, I'll be able to get a quick fire shot off and hopefully get a shot in. I'm going to fire a blind shot. Maybe he was there. If he is, I might get some stun assistance, but he's up the top. I've got 1380 stun assistance in, which is important while you're playing artillery. Let's have a quick look at the stats. I did get my second mark of excellence on my gun and the Master Ace Tanker Award, and that's for 3 kills, 765 damage and 1380 stun assist. Second for XP with a base XP of 1066. Third for damage, which isn't too bad at bottom tier. I made 117,000 credits, but that's due to a personal mission payout. Plus 4,797 XP, that's due to a personal reserve bonus, and an award for the first victory each day, which was at ×2. I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle. I hope you enjoyed it and found the information useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and comment. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon in the bottom left hand corner. Cheers.